What's up?
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Congratulations.
Thank you. How about it?
Oh, I mean, well, didn't we say at the very beginning when you got the win in Vegas that that was going to be the floodgates opening?
Yeah. Everybody said the same thing. I said it yesterday. I'm a slow learner, but once I learn, the floodgates are open. So it is what it is. I mean, it was a roller coaster ride. That's for sure.
13 months and 3 wins. So you say slow learner, but I mean, that is extremely impressive by any standards on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about my first win and then where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm. So you got to see Elk. He was sending me pictures from the course as you were walking down 18, which was amazing.
Yeah, he sent me a couple of pictures, videos, or whatever. It was fun to have him out. Sammy Boy was out there. I mean, nice to have him out following for a couple days. Actually, the same guys that were out at Colonial, a friend of mine played at Youngstown State, and one of my cousin's good friend that he used to hang out with in Houston. They were both there the same way. It was pretty funny to have them both there for both wins, and just it's kind of surreal to think of those guys being there at the same time, same wins here, but both in Texas, which is pretty funny.
You need to find a way to get them on the team now. They have to get on the payroll so they can just follow you around.
Yeah, they need to be on the payroll soon. I mean, if I bring those guys around, if they show up to a tournament and I keep winning, they'll be there every week.
Yeah. Right, let's go back. I want to talk about the end of Friday because, you shot, what was it, 71 on Friday and you were 10 shots off the lead. So heading into the weekend, like, what's the kind of mindset then? Knowing the course, knowing how difficult the course is, like, at that point, do you think, okay, I've got a chance, this is mine, here we go?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy because I played a pretty solid first round. I didn't play great, but didn't play bad. Birdied the last two. But, playing unreal golf on Friday and then getting up on Saturday and playing the exact opposite of that.
Yeah, I guess.
For 8 holes or 7 holes, and then bogeying my first hole of the third round on Saturday. It just was like, it was one of those things that I was like, you know what, I'm not playing that bad. It was just like I got into a little bit of a funk. Really didn't feel comfortable because of it was freezing, Saturday morning, but it was not that bad because my cousin had his third child, kind of snapped me out of that funk, and it really didn't set in that I played that bad. It was just like, I did some stupid stuff, but I didn't play as bad as what my score was. I mean, thinking back of playing 8 over par on 8 holes in the middle of my tournament and then going on to win is kind of crazy. But that's the type of golf course this is. I mean, the condition that we had around the greens, not a lot of grass, and it was a ball strikers golf course, which was a dream for me. So going into that tournament, I knew nobody else was making as many birdies as I was, and I just kind of tried to limit my mistakes. I just tried to get it on the green. That's all I was trying to do.
How bad was it? Because we had talked to Duffner at the start of the week and he had said, if you short side yourself, then you're screwed pretty much. And we talked about the severity of the greens and the rollouts. How bad was it? Like, how difficult?
Yeah, if you short side yourself, you absolutely had no prayer. You didn't know if you hit lob wedge. I mean, you could hit any club in your bag from short-sided. You could hit driver. I mean, you could hit whatever you wanted, like anything you could do to get it on the green to give yourself was the goal. So it was kind of it was interesting. I mean, I think, going forward, it's going to be one of those golf courses that I think it's going to be in better condition. Jim Crane's going to do an incredible job. I mean, it's not that it's a bad golf course. It's just the condition and time of year. It just is not conducive to growing grass. And if that's the case, I think you're going to see lower scores around that golf course. But in the future, I think it's going to be one of those places that it still is going to be a ball striker's paradise. But you definitely cannot short-sight yourself there. The runoffs on these par fours, the runoffs pretty much anywhere are pretty crazy.
Yeah, we saw it. So let's go back to Sunday. You're on the range. What's the mindset when you're getting ready to go on Sunday?
Well, I mean, Sunday I had Elk sitting on his little, umbrella, whatever stand behind me, warming up. I mean, I just kind of, I try not to worry about like the bad shots I was hitting on the range, and just kind of go with the flow. I mean, I knew I was hitting it well. All I wanted to do was hit fairways and greens and let the putter sock, and I did that. I mean, I rolled it really well on the front side, just didn't get anything to go. And then on the backside, I got that one to go on 13. Made a nice up and down on 12. But after that, I mean, I got a little bit of confidence, and that was all I needed to hit the ground running.
How do you manage the frustration when you're saying, front nine? And Elk had said to me 11. He was like, he had a birdie chance on 11, and we thought that would be the thing that would turn it all around. How do you control the frustration when you know that you could be scoring better and you're in this kind of prime zone where you could go on and win?
I told D-Rob, I was like, all I can do is just keep hitting good putts. They're eventually going to fall. I mean, I had a good look on 10. I had a good look on 11, which was a great club by D-Rob. I mean, we talked about 5-iron, ended up hitting 6. And I mean, I gave myself good looks, all day long. I mean, it was just kind of one of those things that, I tried to limit my mistakes and limit like where I tried to, screw up in spots, but really lucky on the front side. I hit a great 6-iron out of the rough. It ended up going to a foot. Elk was clapping and kind of let me know that it was close. So it was kind of nice to, have him out there, have a couple friends out there, and, people cheering me on. Unlike I had out at Colonial, it was a little bit more drastic, a little more hostile atmosphere at Colonial compared to this one. But, I had a friend, Chris Stroud, was on the backside of 18. Kind of a surreal experience to get it done, having that roller coaster ride of a tournament, playing well and then playing bad and then playing well again. So
yeah. And you talk about getting it done, that crossing the line to win a PGA Tour event, we all know how difficult it is. Now that you've done it, I mean, that walk down 18, at that point you had like a 2-shot lead, I think, when you were approaching the green. But is it easier now to kind of control the emotions after experiencing it like now twice before?
Yeah, I think, both wins, one of the veteran guys told me, he's like, you can't force your first win. You have to let it happen. So, I just tried to keep my head down, talk to myself, just say, let it happen. You know what you're doing, and take each shot for what it is. I mean, you can't get ahead of yourself or try to think forward. It's just kind of one of those games that as soon as you kind of get out of that mindset or, you get ahead of yourself, that's when you make mistakes. So D-Rob was an absolute stud all day. It was funny that even after Saturday's round and, getting a 500 par, he's like, that was one hell of a roller coaster ride, or, that was the most up and down day I think I've ever had caddying. So, it's one of those things that like you just have to you have to roll. I hate to say this, but roll with the punches. But I mean that golf course, punched me right in the face, and I think I did it right back. So that's golf in itself, and you have to as I said, roll with the punches.
The TV cameras were locked on you when you were on 18 green because there was a giant scoreboard right beside you, and they were like, "Has he looked yet? Has he looked yet?" And at that point,
Yeah.
then you had a 3-shot lead. I didn't see you look, but D-Rob definitely did.
Yeah, some people are scoreboard watchers and some people aren't. I'm definitely a scoreboard watcher. Yeah. I want to know what I have to do. And, if I need to make birdie, I want to have that mindset of make birdie. If, you have to stay aggressive. And D-Rob said it coming down 18. He wants me to stay aggressive and, hit the right shots at the right time. I mean, pick good targets, but I definitely knew I had a 2-shot lead going into 18, but I knew it was a reachable par 5 on 16, a relatively short, kind of weird 17th hole, but a tough 18th hole if you miss the fairway. So, which played drastically different than the rest of the week. I mean, it played downwind as opposed to dead into the wind. I mean, I hit 7-iron, 6-iron, 5-iron in the first couple days, and then hit wedge in on Sunday.
Yeah.
So, really nice to be in the fairway on 18 on a Sunday, which is exponentially easier than if you're in the.
Yes, that's a nice end to the day. And you give D-Rob so much credit. I mean, you guys are such a great team, and anything that you've got going on is just working so well. It's a really special relationship you guys have.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I called him a couple of years ago. I remember the conversation I had. I was in my garage. I was still living in Charlotte, and I called him. I was like, "Hey, I think we make a great team." He's an incredible green reader, incredible around the greens. Level-headed, and one of those guys that no moment's too big. And I think I always tell him, and the guys in my court, even Drew Steckel, I said, "You guys do all the thinking for me. I'm just the trigger man, and I'll pull the trigger."
Okay. Well, that's a very modest way to look at it. But there's been a lot of great memories, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to come as well for you guys. But delighted. 3rd win on the PGA Tour. I remember being at the Valspar a few years ago, and you almost got it done then. And I remember talking to you afterwards, and it was like, when is it going to happen? Like, you were so close so many times.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that you don't know that you're going to do it until you actually do. And I thought I was going to get it done at Valspar. I thought I was going to get it done at Riviera when Bubba won. I mean, I've had my chances. I put myself in that position, and I've said it all along that the more often you put yourself in that position, the better you're going to be. But at the end of the day, it's really nice to play good golf and to win like I did this week on Sunday. I mean, it's a good feeling to know that your game can stack up against the best.